What's up and welcome to this week's episode of How Not to Summon a Dungeon Master. Previously, on the search for Ciri.
I've brought your wife home. We have somewhat of an arrangement, but I was wondering if you could be involved in fulfilling this arrangement.
I am aware that vampires are a thing, however, I checked, as you did, and this man has not been drained of blood, he has been drained of something else, and I'm not sure what. And standing before you, you see the emerald green eyes, you see this beautiful face, but then you see the horns protruding from her head. And you look down her body, and beneath her waist, you see a pair of goat legs. I take it you've never met a succubus before. Okay, on your way out, you sort of, cover those tracks. That's fine. And as you approach the guard, he just looks at you. So we left off with you guys finishing your quest to find the murdered guard's murderer. And you found out it was a succubus. That did work, right?
Yeah, that didn't sound like it.
It didn't sound like it, but it definitely worked. And you found out that a succubus had killed the guard, and she'd done it out of self-defense, so she said. And as a group, you decided... dropping little... so as a group, you decided to believe her and allow her to live. And you said you keep her secret, and so you are now making your way back to the guard who gave you the original quest to inform him on however you want to inform him. And so you make your way down the bridge, and you approach the guard still there. You were only investigating for a few hours, so he is still standing there. And it's about the afternoon now. The sun's starting to set.
We'll walk up to the guard.
Okay, and he spots you very easily. I mean, it's not hard to see your ragtag team approaching from a distance. A woman with mud smeared all over her face, a dwarf, and a guy with a hood and two swords on his back.
Yeah, that sounded a bit racist when you said that.
A dwarf.
That was a very blasé way of saying that, to be fair.
He spots you and he signals you over, even though you were approaching him anyway.
We're already on our way.
Do you have... Throw your hands in the air at him like, what the fuck?
What do you want?
What the fuck, dude? You can imagine just walk past him.
Excuse
me.
He looks at you as you approach and he's like, back so soon? Tell
Hey.
me, news of the murderer? Did you find the murderer?
I
I love the fact you just looking at each other
Yeah.
without saying anything, like, oh shit, we didn't actually think of anything to tell him.
We didn't, no. No, we didn't.
There's a silence. The guard is looking very suspicious. He's furrowed his eyebrows at you. Well, speak up.
Well, you see, the thing is, as far as I can tell, he was in a brawl with a couple of thugs. Now,
The man was ripped apart.
as far as we can tell, whatever it was has gone out on one of the boats from the docks. We're not sure which boat, because it just goes up to the leading gangway plank.
So the murderer was a creature and it's left.
It's snuck away on one of these boats.
How certain are you that it's no longer in the city?
I look at the
Do you
Witcher.
have proof?
I look at the Witcher.
I'm a master of monsters. I'm certain.
But you must understand, if you have no evidence of capturing this murderer, I cannot pay you. You should know in your profession, providing no proof is no good.
I can't capture proof of something that's not there.
Then I can't summon money out of anywhere.
So be it.
And so you walk away from him, I assume?
Yeah, I'll just walk off.
So, I mean...
Giving him the middle finger.
you walk away with earning no money from the quest.
I tell you what we could also do, just shun him as well and look away.
Just...
Like a dog that doesn't want to eat some medicine. You know what I mean? Like,
So you've left the guard with your word that the murderer has left Novigrad. Whether or not he believes you is entirely up to him. But
He's a stupid
we'll put
guy.
a completed stamp on that quest.
I'm going to tick that
as
one
we
off.
walk away.
I'm going to tick that one off. That's a win.
And so, as the sun is setting, you decide that you look down and you realise you still have a outstanding contract left, the elusive thief. But you decide it's too late in the evening now to really take that on because the man who submitted it, he's a merchant and normally he only works in the days anyway, so he's probably not even there. So you decide to retire for the evening.
I was about to say as well, he's an elusive thief. So,
Well, not the man that gave you the contact. I've been hired by the man himself.
Chase me, please.
Maybe he likes it. Maybe he likes the chase.
You'll find me in the market at 6 o'clock.
Runs by. Tag!
He's a greased
Got your nose.
greased up naked man standing there.
Never gonna catch me. That's not an elusive thief. That's a pervert.
It's Jim on a Sunday night.
But God damn it, I want to catch him. So
Never say no to a challenge.
He's greased up as well.
you make your way back to the old couple's house in the slums that are currently putting you up for the evening. And you go in, and the old couple, they remain on the bottom floor of this house. They've allowed you, because obviously Triss is staying here as well. She has the top floor. You're on one of the other floors above. But they don't normally venture up the stairs, this couple. They're
old.
They keep their distance.
They haven't got a stair lift.
Yeah, they're not tackling the stairs. And they're also try and keep their distance from these people that they're keeping in their house.
Are they like stand a stair lift level of requirement to get upstairs?
They're pretty elderly, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Get a bungalow.
They've got a bungalow with lots of other floors on top. That's what they've done.
They
You
stay
never
on
come
one
upstairs.
floor.
Where do you go?
I'm upstairs. How did you get upstairs?
Don't know.
Witch!
Burner.
Drowner!
So anyway, you make your way up to your floor, and the old couple, clearly the man who can get up the stairs.
He can get up the stairs.
I never said that they couldn't. We just established that they could. He obviously started a fire, and there's a nice crackling fire going in your room.
It was like insurance fraud.
There's no house insurance here. And he started a nice fire. So there's a crackling fire going. There's your 3 sort of military-style bunk beds that are sitting there.
I thought it was like a triple one.
No, it's not a triple one.
I think you were like, I kind of wish it was.
What would you like to do for the evening?
Well, there's one thing that I haven't got anymore. That's a cart.
No, you
and
sold that.
Supplies for
You
me
sold
brewing.
all of those with the cart.
And what else was
And
in
my
it?
hopes and dreams. They were sold as well.
And a venom sack from a griffin that was worth a lot of money.
I have no idea what you're on about. That could have been anyone. That's fake news, that is.
What would you like to do?
I feel like I would turn around to these guys and be like... Because there's an evening market, I would imagine. Novigrad seems like it's
There is a couple of markets that would go later on into the evening.
And
yes.
most of my stuff would pretty much come through taverns as well, anyway.
They're very bustling in the evenings anyway.
I bet they are. So
Novigrad's a big city.
I think I'm going to go out. I will invite these 2, but more as like a courtesy sort of thing, because one of them's my assistant. Like,
I'm not your assistant.
well, it feels like it these days.
Could be. You don't know.
I mean, you set up the shop once, that's it.
I did it as a favour.
That's part of the contract, I'm afraid. When you do it once, that's signing over.
Oh, fuck off.
All of a sudden, flicks out a contract. As well.
No, my signature is not there.
Imagine if it was.
It's not.
I've got the hat to do it.
Jim's put it
I
on.
got the hat.
The hat doesn't have arms.
It used its little
flaps.
bobble.
The flaps on the side just
It doesn't have flaps. It's a bubble hat.
I wish it was though, like one of the flap hats.
The only it can control me though, can't it?
That's a good point. Maybe
But I
Yeah,
would
no,
know.
It only has control over your body when you die.
Oh well, then no, it definitely hasn't signed on my
You
behalf.
signed it when you were
No,
dead.
I didn't.
Jim put a pen in
were
your
dead.
hand when you were asleep.
When you were dead, I got you to sign a
The
contract.
hat signed it.
Derek would have done that.
He probably would as
Yeah,
well.
he would have. So you turn to the other 2 and you ask them if they want to go with you.
Yeah. So I don't know what you guys are doing this evening, but I need to get a cart and supplies and that again for my brewing. I don't know what else was on the cart. I couldn't believe I don't know what was on there. But we need to go and get this stuff, basically. I don't know if anybody wants to come to the taverns or anything like that tonight.
Can't be fucked.
I imagine you do it in that way as well.
I feel as I'm not your assistant,
Well,
I will not be helping you with this.
What I would also say is the old couple's got a big tub that they filled with hot water because they've seen how dirty you are.
Bubble
So it's
bath.
kind of a hint
Yeah.
Like, it's
Get
there
in.
if you want to use it.
There's lavender and soap.
Like, we live in the slums, but we don't have to look like we live in the slums, okay?
I ain't got shit covered all over him. Must be a king.
So there is about...
This is all in one room,
So
yeah?
all in one room. So you're eyeing the bath in the corner. You've all bathed naked in rivers and stuff together, so it's kind of...
Yeah, that's
literally
Yeah, we
16
have.
inches,
Yeah.
baby.
makes
Yeah.
why does it keep getting bigger? You hold the 16.
Yep.
That doesn't mean
Don't
it's
you
inches.
forget it.
Right, so you're eyeing up the bath. You're
Yeah.
looking at the fire going, I could sit here, I could clean
Yeah.
my blades, it's warm,
Yeah,
it's
that's
cozy.
a bit of
I'm pissed
just
off
looking
about
after
not
the
getting
equipment,
paid.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the door.
So, Dimdish, you leave. You walk out, you walk back downstairs, you say, see you later to the old couple downstairs.
I feel like the man's still trying to get up the stairs. Like, as I'm walking back up, I've walked up and walked back down by the time
As he's
the guy
coming down.
Yeah.
And you leave. You walk out into the night, into Novigrad.
Have a pleasant evening, everyone. I'll be back hopefully when the moon's most of the way through the sky. I would
And
imagine.
he was never seen again. Novigrad has him now.
Don't know
He's
where
one with a
he is.
knight.
Shanked in an alleyway.
Oh, you said shanked. I thought you said,
Want to see a dead body? Yours.
I thought you said shagged in an alleyway. I was like, what man's got this? It's a naked man.
To death.
He's back. It's the elusive thief.
The elusive shagger.
He
Well,
comes
you
down
know,
greased
that
up
is
as well.
That's why he goes off in the evening.
The elusive thief. He steals your virginity.
Oh my god. So that just leaves you two. So Witcher, you're sitting by the fire,
Sharpening blades.
sharpening your blades. I
Is
guess a
that-
courtesy glance over your shoulder as Ren is undressing and climbing into a bath.
Nope. Be
No.
polite. Be polite.
He's being gentlemanly,
I'll be polite.
even though he sat on a riverbank and watched you bathe naked in the river.
Also, the
I-
fact that
I've
he's
changed.
got a sword. A whole 2 weeks has passed and he's changed.
I want
That's a
to
16 on deception.
look over my shoulder to see if he's looking.
Okay, so you glance back from the bath as you're scrubbing your back, and you see that the Witcher is not. He's very focused on his blades and he's cleaning them. He has.
Oh, you
taken-
love me swords.
I would say you've taken your shirt off though. You're sitting
Oh,
there
I've got comfortable.
shirtless in
Comfortable,
front of the fire
definitely.
with these blades, and you're looking back and you can see the scars and the muscles that run across his back. The man
Just
is
like real
the man
life,
is
this.
rippling. He's tweet.
Don't give me
and
that.
he's got big scars from his fights with monsters all over his body.
Most of the
And-
training and how bad I was at it.
and it's that crosses your mind, and you think about how difficult it must have been for him and what he went through. When you look at how scarred his body is and just how much pain he must have gone through, you can relate to that. You almost relate to the feeling of a troubled past. And then you hear, psst, psst, hey,
What?
it's been a while. You liked me, did you not?
Well, I'm trying to relax.
You
in a,
named me.
trying to relax in a bath.
Look, I'm in your head. You know that, right? I know what you're thinking.
No, you don't.
I know what you're
dirty
thinking. I know
bitch.
what you're thinking when you look over at him. Tell him.
What?
Maybe now's the time. The dwarf's gone. He's down an alleyway. Meanwhile, the dead body of Dimdish laying just outside the door. About the minute he walked out.
As far as he got.
Evening, everyone.
It was a drive-by knifing.
Beer comes out his guts.
Nothing else.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway,
What if he doesn't feel the same?
you'll never know unless you try. Take it from me. I'm in your head.
Can you just sort of do your thing where you just cover me completely if he says no?
Hey, you've always got me.
That's true.
And then he goes quiet.
Apart from the old man coughing.
Downstairs. Did anyone else hear a hat?
just speak to you.
It's like a dog whistle for old people. He's got a hearing aid.
I'm going to look over at Velimir and see if he heard anything I was just saying.
So, Velimir, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't hear anything. I assume you were talking to the hat in your head, not out loud.
No, I was doing it out loud but quietly.
Perception.
Give me a perception check, Velimir.
I suck at perception.
Brilliant.
He was too busy polishing his sword.
14.
Oh.
You know she was talking, but you couldn't hear the context of it.
Chose to
And
ignore
your
it.
best assumption is that she was talking to the hat, because you are familiar with the hat now. So you just think she's having a sort of whispered, hushed conversation with Derek the Hat.
I forgot he was called Derek.
I forgot he's
Yeah,
called
his
Derek.
name's Derek.
I didn't forget.
Me neither. Inspiration?
You've got one anyway.
I want another one.
You don't understand. I've got to tell him my feelings. I
I've got so many inspirations.
Sure, have another one.
Absolute you inspiration whore. Every game we play.
She never uses them,
Inspiration.
though. She never uses them. Just keeps them. I've got so many. She's like that meme of the guy holding all that inspiration.
So, yeah, I mean, you've washed yourself. You've had your chat. What would you like to do?
Wash your bum.
I'm
Make sure you wash your bum.
gonna
Wash your bum.
Always
Jay.
wash your bum,
So
people.
I'm gonna be lounging.
In the bath.
Bath.
Yeah, in
I
the,
thought
in
you
the
said
wooden tub.
lounging.
Yeah. Lounging.
Lounging.
That's a new word.
Flopping around like a fish in there.
Just gonna sort of clear my throat a bit.
Okay. So you hear Ren do the unmistakable to get your attention.
What?
Can we talk?
Sure.
In the bath or out? It's a simple question.
I will turn to look at you, but carry on doing what I'm doing.
Okay. So he sort of shuffles around and is facing you now as you lay in the bath.
I've got my sword on my lap and I'm rubbing it,
Oh,
Actively.
cleaning it,
I'm gonna look.
holding it up. I'm like,
I'm gonna look away from him instead, forward instead of
So
looking. at
you're
him.
staring at the fire just past Velimir.
Yeah.
I would say you're looking at the flames as
I don't
you're
feel-
aware that he's there.
I don't feel I could look him dead in the eye.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And for you, you could notice that she's avoiding eye contact with you at this moment.
Just wanted to say that I've been through so much, and I can see that you have too. I've been through so much trauma. All I wanted to do was live up to being a witch, and I want you to know that you gave me something more to live up to. Through all the shit I've been through, I'm glad it brought me to you.
it's made me a little uncomfortable.
Oh,
It's made me a little
I'm not there, I'm like dead outside.
No, not the character. Me.
Oh, you? Oh, okay.
Even though that's my wife.
She's designed to make you uncomfortable. That's what a wife
I'm
is
not
for.
great at writing speeches.
That was pretty good speech.
Oh, thank you.
I will sheath my sword, put it back, and just put it on the other chair in its little leather back thing. Carrier. I don't know what they're called on your back. Every scar is a lesson. Sometimes they're more painful than the physical change. I know what witches go through, and I am sorry.
I'm just gonna cry, but in a subtle way, not like proper
A little
blah
sob.
blah. Yeah, and just sort
A
of
very somber sob in the tub.
yeah, and then I'll sort of slowly get out, completely butt naked.
Of
but-
course. Of course.
No.
Full,
Budgie smugglers.
But I've just sort of
full wetsuit. Where the fuck did you get that?
grab my towel and just sort of wrap it around me and sort of nod towards him and get dressed. But with a
You're walking
smile.
over.
But with a little smile, like a little nod, like sort of an understanding nod. That's it.
So you see Ren climb out of the tub. But you're still, I assume,
I'm not getting out of this chair.
you're still looking at her though, as she you can see her gently
She asked
sob
for my
as she climbs
attention.
out.
She's got it.
She climbs out the tub. She wraps herself up, and then you slowly watch her as she starts to change again, back into her clothes, or her night clothes if she has some. Is there anything you'd like to do, Witcher?
No, I'm good.
Are we leaving the evening as that? Are we then just sort of sitting together at the fire in silence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
come and sit by the fire and just sort of.
Do you want to
watch.
lean into him, nuzzle into him a bit, perhaps?
I don't know because he's got swords and shit around him. It's probably
No, he
best not.
he sheathed
I
them.
sheathed
He's
them.
now
They're
sitting
on.
sort of. He's just sitting there staring at the fire now.
Do you want a drink?
Always.
So I'll pour him a drink.
Oh, I thought you meant right now.
So you pour a glass of
Yeah.
glass of wine for the Witcher.
Yeah, and I'll hand him the drink, smile at him, but I'm gonna linger a bit too long.
That
The
sounds-
The
creepy
whole,
way.
You'll
That
touch her
sounds
hand
familiar.
as you
Yeah.
take the glass.
Yeah, and I think that's the only contact I'm gonna do. I'm not
Okay.
gonna nuzzle, just the hand contact. Yeah,
Lays in your lap.
and then I'll sit opposite him in
Starts
the other chair whilst we both watch fire.
Okay, so,
That'd be you.
so
right?
there is that gentle moment where your hands touch as the glass of wine passes over, and you feel it. Derek feels it.
His
He's
bubble
not
got
involved
really
at this.
Derek feels all that you feel.
I feel like there's a spark between you and the hat.
Does Derek agree with what I did?
Does this count as a
He
polyamory
doesn't-
relationship?
So the hat doesn't. The hat doesn't say anything, but you get this warm feeling spread through your body, and you don't know if it's from the contact you just had when you were passing the glass over, or if it's Derek sort of making your emotions heightened, because you're like, well, maybe he can make me feel even more.
Yeah.
And then you sit there quietly by the fire. No words need to be said. Dimdish, do you want to do anything actively while you're out and about, or are you just...
I'm gonna be having a right old jig.
Okay.
So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out into the town. All
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna have an absolute normal time. All right. What I'm gonna do is
I'm going to
Absolutely.
paint the town a lovely shade
of beige.
of magnolia.
50 shades of beige right here. But what I would like to do is, first off, I would like to try and be serious for a start. So I'll go around some of the local brewing stalls and stuff like that and be asking for, like, supplies. Have we got this? Have we got that? As I begin to go round, what I'm asking for is quite niche.
Yeah. You don't think that the slums, or even perhaps the middle ring of this city, would be able to supply you with what you're after?
Hey, and as I'm slowly going through that sort of realization, I become less and less business-like and more Dimdish-like.
Right, okay.
So I start to go, well, I guess there's nothing at the markets for me. I'll have to start at the taverns, and I'd like to pretty much go into the first tavern, get a beer, talk to the bartender and the landlady or landlord, and just ask about these supplies. And I feel like I go into that first one, they go no, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll have this drink, and then I'll move on to the next bar. And it turns into what I can only equate to
As a pub crawl.
as a pub crawl
Right, okay.
through Novigrad.
Just through sort of
Even
the...
in a fantasy
the middle
world, you
rings?
make it the most British thing.
It's got to be a pub crawl.
It's a pub crawl.
It's got to be a pub
Dimdish
crawl.
flits from tavern to tavern as he doesn't get anything that he's after, but becomes more and more drunk as he
Hey.
goes.
And I feel like it becomes more and more fanciful, the stuff that I'm asking for. Pixie dust! You got any pixie dust?
And eventually, the evening draws to a close, and you stumble your way back to the slums.
Wait, do I actually remember where we were parked?
How drunk do you want to get?
Oh, that's a roll right there.
That is a rule,
That's a
right? I would-
constitution check if I ever heard one.
Apparently, I'm completely fine. That's a 19 plus
A 19?
2.
Yeah,
So it's a 21.
he has no problem whatsoever, even as drunk as he is, finding his way back. And as you stumble in, the old couple, they're still there. They're asleep in their chairs by the
I
fire.
didn't think we died.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The granddad's got halfway up the stairs and
Yeah, I
just
was gonna
fallen
say,
asleep.
so
He's
still off
collapsed.
the
At the bottom of the stairs.
Here'll do.
And you make your way up, and as you enter, you see the scene of Ren and Velimir. They're sitting there with a glass of wine at the fire, and they're just not talking to each other. There's a silence hanging in the air.
Are they asleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say they both fell asleep in
I
front of the
feel
fire.
like-
That's why the silence is there.
I feel like they're asleep as I sort of come in a little bit raucous, but of course I've got my
I think
got
when you
my
see the
wits.
old couple, you silence down a bit when you realise they're asleep. You're
That's
like,
a stealth
"Oh."
check.
Bastard's got a hearing horn. He'll know if I'm bloody going in, slamming the door, waking me up at this time of the morning. I sort of slowly close the door in there, and I'll walk into our room, and I'll see them, and they're asleep on each other.
They're next to each other,
Yeah.
but I would
Yeah.
say as they've fallen asleep, Ren's sort of head's
Leaning
just
on
gently
him.
leant on the witch's shoulder.
I thought that would probably be the way,
Yeah.
and I would see this, and I'd be sort of like happy, and then I'd be a bit confused for a second, I think, to be fair, and I'd walk over, but quietly.
Okay.
So I don't want to disturb them. And I think I'd just see them and look at them.
He's watching you while you sleep.
Aye. Aye. And I'll slowly undress.
Take the other shoulder.
Place your hand between his legs.
No, I won't slowly undress. All I'll do is just look, almost nod.
You've
Al-
got the
almost-
Dimdish approval nod.
Almost
Even
like
though you
Chuck
can't
Norris
see
thumbs
it.
up.
almost like I always knew them.
Yeah.
Almost like there was always this there.
Witches and witches are just a thing.
And they normally get their fuck on, so this is
They're
surprising
both-
not to
they're-
see
they're-
them
They both
naked.
live. They both live very long times. They both infertile. They find each other. They're oddities in this world.
But I'm also a little bit confused because it is quite clear that they haven't got their fuck on.
No, they haven't. No, not that
Which
you're aware
is-
of. They're both fully dressed.
Yeah, which is unusual for that
Well,
sort of thing.
Velimir's shirtless and Ren's in a nightwear, but that's all.
But I'm clean.
I
Yes, yeah, her face is full on show now, and you can see from the crackling of the fire as it lights her up just how beautiful Ren is.
mean, I can't wait for the marriage. I can't wait for the marriage. I'll be the best man and best woman.
Because
And
running
manager.
in naked, greased up.
Oh, manager as well of the entire procession
He's
and
a
everything.
cleric, so he'll
cleric.
perform the ceremony as well.
He'll be everybody
He'll
there.
give you away, he'll do the whole thing. He'll then run to the seats and clap and throw rice. And
Run behind the
back.
bar, get everyone a drink. By everyone, I mean us.
Yeah, I've got the alcohol
It's a
side.
one-man
then.
show.
Yeah.
Playing music as well. I'll have it all.
By
Actually,
music, do you just mean 2 spoons?
no. I met a banging band tonight whilst I was out in Novigrad. You don't understand it. They were called the Two Tubs. Would you believe they had 2 tubs as their music?
So you don't do anything else.
No, I feel like what I will do is I'll sit down in the armchair.
In another chair close by.
And I'll sit there almost like contented. I think it was always something that I had felt was in the background for these two, and I'm happy for them.
He's read a lot into this.
A lot.
As I was the only one that said anything.
No, but
Really?
there was always those bits when we were out on the road. There was always he would run to her first. He would always help her.
Yeah, there were signs. Yeah.
He
He
would
got defensive when the very handsome wood-cutting man tried to sleep with her.
Yep, try to bloomin' play that off as, oh, we'll have a bloomin' trifecta
He
going
tried, to
on.
take he tried to take the bullet. He took his shirt off.
I know he did. That's
Damn
what I mean. So there was plenty of.
There were signs, yes.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with her doing anything like that. So he was very protective.
So the night goes by. Dimdish, you fall asleep in the armchair as well. And soon enough, morning comes. Witcher, you wake up with Ren resting gently against your shoulder. Is there anything you'd like to do?
No, I'm not going to move.
You're just going to stay as you are. Let's see who wakes up first. Do a roll off for me between the two of you as to who wakes up
Oh.
first.
roll
What dice?
off.
20 or
Just a d20. Because the reactions will be different depending on who wakes up
Ooh.
first now.
I'm gonna do it.
Because
I'll be
obviously
touching my
Dimdish will make
Witcher
eye
dice.
contact with the Witcher, or Ren will realise that,
5.
Yeah, that's what you
5?
get. Touching my dice.
Apparently, I'm an early riser. 17.
Yeah, so the next person to wake is Dimdish. So Dimdish, you wake up, and because you were sitting close by, you immediately make eye contact with the Witcher, who's awake, but clearly hasn't woken Ren up, who's still sleeping on his shoulder. And you both sort of lock
I am
eyes with
just
each
gonna
other.
put my finger to my mouth in the Chuck Norris thumbs up.
And Dimdish gives you a thumbs up. Do you remain in your chair?
I will get out and walk over, change my set of clothes into my second set of clothes.
Put some new pants on.
I put some new pants on.
What's
Soiled his from last night.
It's all that beige
Don't have any.
dancing.
Don't have any.
Are you free William?
I haven't gone commando.
There is still a bath in the corner. It's
I'm
cold.
not. No,
Yeah.
somebody washed
And
their
it's
bum in that
dirty.
last night. It looks like a
It's
slurry.
full of mud.
Aye.
It is.
Looks like a pig's been rolling in shit.
Eventually, I guess with the sound of his undressing and changing, you stir awake and you realise that you have slipped onto the Witcher's shoulder, and you can hear the sounds of, you think, Dimdish changing across the room.
We hope it's Dimdish, not the greased up man. He got inside.
I feel
It's like a vampire, you never let him in.
who left the window open? I feel like it would literally be, when you say the sounds, it'd be like, come on, get your bloody leg in. Yeah. You've got a little bit of a hangover, but come on! Falling over sort of thing.
Into the bath.
Oh, somebody washed their bum in this.
What would you like to do?
I will get up and get dressed.
What, when you realise she's awake?
Yep.
Are you just sort of leaning her off you, or?
I'll
Quickly
she'll
shove
probably
her
lift her
right.
head when she wakes, and then I'll stand up.
Are you going to wait for... is that the first thing you do? Because
No.
you're going to open your eyes and realise you're on his shoulder.
I'm gonna say I'm sorry.
That's it. Just go get dressed.
He doesn't say anything. He just stands and gets dressed.
I'm just gonna sort of put my head down a bit
I mean, that's the
Okay.
equivalent of a Chuck Norris approval.
and just
And
Get dressed.
as you're getting dressed, Witcher, you put your hand in your pocket and you pull out your contracts, very aware that you've still got one outstanding. What would you all like to do?
Or shall we go downstairs, have some breakfast?
you
You
go-
just sound really sheepish. That's perfect, because it's like, oh, you've been caught in the act, my Dimdish. Oh.
So you make your way downstairs and have some food. And Witcher, you peruse over the contract. It's a contract from one of the merchants in the market. He's saying that his goods are being stolen in broad daylight. He just doesn't know how or why they're getting taken. And he needs some help finding out who's stealing his stuff.
It's a nice, easy one.
So it appears, but he's greased up as well. And naked.
Whoever's doing it has not been spotted.
Oh, we got a mystery on
Oh,
that.
he's an elusive
Pants, Scooby
thief.
Gang.
Hey, while we're sitting there, I'm guessing there's like tea and coffee and stuff like that on the table.
It's a meagre breakfast. You are still in the slums. This old couple don't have
This
much.
is going to be some bread.
I mean, you guys are sitting in this poor old couple's house with pockets full of gold, and I'm just saying,
Yeah, but that's
Get a
my
stand a
goal.
stair lift as I pop
You
my
don't
gold
understand.
down.
buy a stair lift.
By pockets, you mean 9. I've just checked my...
Do you know how much one gold would change their lives?
It's not happening.
Fuck off.
For just 1 silver a day.
I think I'm gonna go to the shops to get some supplies.
Oh. I feel like that would be a good idea, Ren. Have you seen what they've got here?
You are running out of medical supplies.
That
mean-
as well as I might try and pick up some more food for this couple, as of course
I mean,
they've been
it would be
keeping
quite
us.
So Ren's decided she's going to go and resupply, and she's also going to buy the couple some actual food because they've got meager supplies.
Here, Ren. I'll give you a bit. Make sure you get some. Maybe, like, inquire for a stair lift as well. You seen the old lady try and get...
Not a thing.
Could be.
Alright. Could we
Steam
just
powered.
Could we just employ a man as, like, a stair lift?
A guy who
To bodyguard them up the stairs.
carries him up
And then...
like a baby.
Hey, babe in arms style. But no, or maybe inquire into, like, is there, like, a lettings company here?
So I would say, with a glance back at the Witcher, and you sort of lock eyes as you leave the door, and then Ren's
That's all
gone.
I heard as well.
The door closes and Ren has left.
So Witcher.
Let's go investigate this Dimdish.
No, not in the Torkin mood this morning, I see. Is there
So-
anything on the actual thing?
Yeah,
that
what's
will-
on the contract? Has it got somewhere to go? Someone to talk
Yeah, so
to?
the contract will direct you to one of the smaller market squares, and you're looking for Jacques,
Jacques.
Oh, Jacques!
the merchant. Jacques,
Jacques.
Jacques. Not Jack.
Jacques.
J-A-Q.
Okay, we'll make our way to the market.
I was actually going to say, just before we go, this old couple, I'll just be like, do you know Jacques and what he does?
Why you changed it for a third time?
The old couple.
Do you
Jacques.
really think somebody from the West Country is going to be able to pronounce Jacques?
The old couple aren't familiar with many of the middle ring markets. They don't have enough money to frequent them.
All right. What about this elusive thief? Have you heard anything?
They have no idea what you're talking about.
Dementia, I get it. All right, let's carry on.
We'll make our way to the market.
Okay, so you make your way through the slums again into the middle ring of the city. You haven't actually, none of you have ventured into the expensive areas of the city yet. But you can see them as they rise up through the streets. The market lives sort of on the border of the most expensive area and the middle ring.
I feel like, as well,
Yes,
I went through the slums and the lower part.
you went through the middle ring, but didn't venture much further than that.
I feel like this market is only open during the day.
This
sort
one
of
is,
thing.
yes.
So I feel like as we're going through, I'll be like, Witcher, I didn't have much luck last night. As we go, can I inquire about some supplies for brewing as well?
Do all you please, Dimdish.
I know. Ren will be with us at some point, so I think, I feel like she'll sort of meet
Would
up.
you have said to Ren as she left, we're going to go and do the contract, come find us?
I said that before she left, yeah.
You did, brilliant. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
So she knows roughly where we're going to be.
Yeah, you would have
anyway.
given her the direction to the market where Jacques is.
So we got a bit of time, I would imagine, before she shows up. So I would have a look round some of these stands and just be asking about the certain intricate items. So I imagine, like, I'd be asking for some things that you wouldn't normally get, like cinnamon and stuff like that, and
Spices.
like spices to go in this.
I thought
Tree
that was
bark.
like
Aye.
a prostitute.
We're a cinnamon. She only works on the weekends, I'm afraid.
It's our greased up man again.
Yeah.
With
So,
a wink!
Eventually, you walk into the market, and you can see before you. There's only 5 stalls in this little square. It's only it's more circular than square, and there are 5 stalls in front of you.
I would imagine they're quite big stalls, though.
They're large stalls, yeah. And what they seem to be selling is not extravagant stuff, but very fine goods. There are 5 vendors in front of you. You're not sure who Jacques is at the minute. What would you like to do?
So I will... It said this is quite a small little circle, but...
There are literally 5 larger stalls dotted around this circular part.
It's almost like we should talk to all 5. It's almost planned out like that.
Just ask where Jack is. That's fine. Do what you wish. You can investigate to see what are on the stalls.
Well, I
and things
mean,
like that.
I would have been looking for the specialist items anyway through these 5
So
stalls.
give me an investigation, just so you can eye up all 5 of the stalls. So with the 15, you glance over all 5 of the stalls. You can see there are 2 that are dedicated to clothing and silks. It's mainly silks as well. You can see that it's the finer materials for clothing, but they're not clothes. They're just the materials,
fabrics,
the
aye.
fabrics to make clothes. There's 2 of those, and you would look and see that these are exotic goods.
Are they like artisan stall style?
Yes, yeah, they're more specific. You're like, people would then buy this and then go to a fine tailor to have their stuff made. So this is an expensive trade. You see that there is a spices table as well. One of the 5 has spices and things like that. Then you see that there is just a food one, but this one has got really exotic fruits and bits and pieces like that on it.
I scurry over to that one, definitely.
And the last one is jewellery, and it has different types of jewels on it. Again, very exotic jewels not found in these areas of Temeria.
I'm going to scurry over to the food one for a start.
Okay, you scurry over.
I imagine there's like a sign. And you know what sign I'm looking for? Skelliger.
There aren't. So you look at these fruits and you're like, these are from places like Covia and Toussaint, and places like that. So you're talking like the real exotic areas up north and down south.
Hey. Ooh. Are there grapes from Tucson?
There are grapes.
My brain begins to put 4 and 2 together.
You're going to buy very expensive grapes to make wine.
Aye. It's
Right,
almost like...
That's not your trade.
I know.
You are a brewer who makes beers.
Aye. But I feel like I should...
No, let him roll
Let
it.
him cook.
No, let him
roll.
And that's all he'll do. He'll put it in a pan. Call it a day.
And step on them. He'll just step on the grapes and go, why isn't it wine yet?
Why does it taste just like grape juice?
Why does it taste like grape and feet?
I love how you're getting distracted by grapes and not looking for the thief.
I mean, I was looking for brewing supplies yesterday, so I was like, no, I will look for the Skelliger when I do see Skelliger.
The man turns to you, hello,
Hello
can I
there.
help at all?
I was wondering, have you got any Skelliger foods?
No, that's, we don't stock anything from Skelliger. They're hardy islands. Their foods aren't quite as exotic and tasteful as the ones on my table.
Ah, that's a shame. I was wondering, my dear sir, have you got anything in brewing supplies style?
No, I only stock exotic fruits, I'm afraid.
I'm wondering if the gentleman over there, will he have anything for
And he
brewing
looks across
supplies?
at the silk table and the jewellery table.
No, I wasn't looking at the silks and jewellery. I was looking at the
spices.
spices table.
He looks at... No, there are just spices over there, sir. It's not brewing equipment.
Do you know how to make beer? You need oats, yeast, and you're good.
Shitloads of clean water.
And now you're wondering to yourself, as you watch him having this conversation, you think to yourself, I've never seen him make his beer, he just had it when I met him.
Could have bought it off anyone. Might be a right con man. But then I thank him and say, thank you very much. So scurry over.
Pleasure.
Excuse me, sir.
To the Spice Man.
Hey. Hello, Spice Man.
Hello.
Have you got any cinnamon, sir?
I do. I have cinnamon, yes.
Could I purchase some? And what's your purchasing weights and prices?
2 gold a kilo.
Ooh. Can I do what I always do, which is appraise the item of cinnamon?
You can.
I know how much it's worth.
You do, so that's just a skill you have.
Aye.
So you cast your eye over the goods. These are clearly exotic cinnamon from faraway lands. You can see that it is a good product.
And
it
how
doesn't
much?
surprise you.
How much, though, as well?
You think you're being highball.
Definitely. I'll give him the old stink eye.
You're whipping your cock out.
Aye. That's the stink one eye. That's the one eye stink, that is. I'll look at him and say, sir, I know how much these are worth. I will give you 1 gold a kilo.
He looks at you. Seems you know your stuff, dwarf. Very well. 1 gold a kilo.
Aye. And I'll pay for a kilo of cinnamon.
Okay, you've got a kilo of cinnamon.
And I'll stick it in my bag.
Okay.
Perfect. That will supply for plenty.
Of what?
In the brew.
In your morning tea.
He's going to make cinnamon beer.
Hey, it's in the cinnamon Dimdish brew.
Okay. You've never seen this brew.
Never seen
No,
it.
you've drank it though. You've never seen it. Because it
I don't worry about where it comes from. I'll
takes a
worry
while
about
to
where it
make. Yeah, exactly. You're not bothered about the location and the journey. You're on about the destination. And I'll thank him very much. I'll take the 1 kilo and I'll say, anything you need, Witcher, at all, from here. And I'll maybe just a little bit of a jab, be like maybe a bit of jewellery for Ren.
Oh?
We're here for information, Dimdish. Let's not get distracted.
All right, fair enough. Don't need to sleep on it.
I don't even know what that means.
No, neither do I. But it's provocative. It gets the people going. Anyway.
I will
Stony
just
faced?
walk up to one of the stalls, shaking my head.
Which one would you like to approach?
You didn't say
Let's
what
go
way.
with Silky Boy.
So you go up to one of the silk vendors. Hello?
It's perfect. It's
I will place the contract on the table.
What is this?
You're not Jacques.
You are looking for Jacques. And he points to the exotic fruits and veg guy.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That is Jacques.
I'll just nod and walk over them.
Can I, sir? Would you like some silk, sir?
Who is this guy? Is
No.
he Turkish or French? I'm not really sure now.
No. He's Egyptian.
Aha!
The French Egyptian.
Would you like silk,
They
sir?
get around.
The fight
Very
is-
good silk.
I'm just walking. I'm just walking.
And you hear him turn to the other silk guy. I almost had him. Just missed.
Sure you did, Abdul.
Abdul.
Why not?
So
And you approach the fruit and
yep,
veg guy.
I'll do the same again. I've got contract in hand. I'll put it on his wares.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, you'll hear about the contract."
That is unexpected
not
from
the
a
accent
guy
I
from
wanted.
Jacques. That is
You spoke to
unexpected.
him.
Yeah, I am disappointed.
Disappointed.
That is a Jacques. That is a French Toussaint man if I've ever heard.
You don't know where he was raised. Oh, you found the contract.
Apparently in a bin.
What can you tell me?
My goods. Somebody has been thieving my exotic fruits and vegetables. They're doing it in broad daylight. I happen to notice like, sometimes when I'm serving a customer, all of a sudden I turn around and some of my stock is missing. I can't seem to find out where or why.
I feel like I'll be
How
standing
often
there
does
with
this
an
happen?
apple.
Very, very regularly. Almost every day now.
How much are they taking a time?
They take perhaps a couple of items each time, very small amounts. And I don't know who's doing it. Just this morning, somebody has stolen some of my goods again. Not long after you've turned up, actually.
And do you see anyone or anything suspicious?
Not a thing. In fact, there's never anybody near my store. I don't see anybody near my store when these things go missing.
I'm gonna set up watch for the rest of the day.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to need the room to talk to Ren.
Well, that's not very nice.
I'm outie. Peace.
That's only happened one time before, and that's only happened when Grayson was a bastard. So. Right. Good luck, Ren. See you later.
And on that note, join us next week to find out what I need to speak to Ren about. If you've got any questions or queries or just want to see what we're up to, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at How Not to Summon, or join our Discord at How Not to Summon a Podcast. Or go to our Linktree to find all our links, or go to our YouTube to find all our vids. I've been your DM, Shinny Senpai.
I've been Dimdish.
I've been Ren.
And I've been Velimir.
He's not here. He literally left the room as soon as it happened.
Uncanny.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.